it's Sasha here from the Little Dog Retreat, owner and creator of the littledogretreat.com, dog daycare and dog boarding facility just north of Seattle. And I'm here today with a Q&A session on our private Facebook group called I Speak Dog Training Club. We do love to answer questions there, and we had a wonderful question that was pertinent to the information that's going on right now revolving around air quality. So the question is from Charlotte: I am interested in how pets are handling the smoky air around the Puget Sound and what is best to keep the pets safe. Thank you, Charlotte, for asking that question. Really appreciate it, and that is a really important one right now going on. The Little Dog Retreat is just north of Seattle, so we are getting some of the effects from the smoke coming down from the wildfires in Canada. We luckily seem to be in a pocket, so it's not so bad, but we do have some tricks that we've been doing to make sure that the air quality is good and that the pups aren't choking on any kind of smoky or air quality issues. So what I have right here and what is starting to turn on, and I don't know if you can hear it yet, is our actual water vapor steamer. So this is what we use. We use it inside the daycare, we use it inside of our home. This is the Honeywell version, but you can pretty much get anyone that you want. Ours is a filterless system. So there are two different types. There's a filter system and an unfiltered system. The filter is basically you have to replace, you have to really be cautious that they don't build up mold spores. And so we use a filterless system just because we do use purified water, and I don't like to have anything that can cause any extra kind of bacteria or mold growing in the air. So this system, pretty much, we fill it with filtered water. You just turn it on, and if you can hear it, I don't know, I don't think you can see the vapor, but this is just vapor coming up, and it will actually cause the room or the space that it's in to increase in moisture. It goes on in probably about a minute or less. I'm going to turn it off now for the purposes of this video, but pretty much that's what we've been using, and that's what I would recommend. So there's kind of a catch-22. You don't want to increase the moisture so much that you're causing mold and bacteria to grow in a space, but you also, in an environment where you are having a lot of either smog, air pollution, any kind of, like, we're having wildfire smoke that's just kind of settling and staying in the air, those particulates will be basically inhaled in your respiratory system and cause issues. They can cause headaches, they can cause dizziness, they can cause fatigue, both in you as a person and in your canine. So my recommendation to keep your pup safe is twofold. First, try to improve the air quality within the space that they're staying in with moisture. You can do this with a system like I just showed you, or you can do it simply enough by just literally boiling water, like pasta. Make some food, you know that it kind of just, it increases the moisture in the room, and then just allow it to hang out in there. You can also steam your floors. You can run a hot shower and allow the vapor and the steam to kind of float into other spaces in your home. That will help. Basically, the moisture will help kind of get those particulates in the air to settle, and then you will notice a difference, a benefit in the air quality within the space that you're in. Now, this is not going to last a long time, so you might need to do it, a couple times in a day. I would not recommend doing it every day, all day long, because that moisture can cause mold and bacteria growth within a space as well. So you do want some of the warmth and the heat of the environment to kind of allow that vapor to evaporate and not cause any kind of mold issues in the space. The second thing you can do is not bring your dog out unless it's earlier in the morning or later in the evening. Try to avoid midday, just because that's where it's going to be the hottest. That's where it's going to be any kind of running around is going to just kind of move those particulates around that have settled and get them into the space where they're going to be breathing it in. So earlier in the morning, around sunrise, if you're up that early, or if you can go for a walk earlier in the morning where the moisture is higher. Or if you can go and wait until the evening where the moisture is higher, more like a sundown, sort of a dusk time, the moisture will naturally be higher during those points in the day, and you will see a better air quality around you. So those would be my recommendations. Within the space that you're in, the next thing I would recommend is just keeping the space clean, mop floors, do some extra vacuuming, make sure all filters, if you're using any kind of cooling system in your home or any kind of air conditioning system, make sure those filters are clean and clear, because that will actually help draw any kind of the particulates out of the air. And then lastly, just make sure your puppy is well groomed. You don't have to bring them to a groomer, but just make sure they're well brushed out, because that'll take any excess fur or hair off their body. It will be kind of helping float around and reduce air quality as well. Any kind of like clumpy hair can be kind of moved around, and that will also make any of those particulates flow back into the air, and then you can breathe them in again. So my biggest suggestion, again, just moisture. Add moisture to the space, and you'll notice an improvement in any kind of respiratory issues you may be having based from the smog, or in general, depending upon your geographical location, any kind of smog or air pollutants that you're finding, which also include pollen or pet dander. So yeah, thank you so much for that question. Again, that question was posed on our private Facebook group called I Speak Dog Training Club. We do answer questions frequently on there, and if I find one that is really pertinent to the group, or I think someone would really benefit, I will make a video for you. And I'll tag you in the video so you also know that it's there. And then if anyone else have any questions, please feel free to comment either here on the Facebook page, or join our private group called, again, I Speak Dog Training Club. You can also visit us on Instagram and our YouTube channel, where we post those videos. And I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day, and see you soon.